Nvidia first CPUs will shock the world. Welcome to the Product Review Hub. Let's get started. Nvidia will debut the world's first ever CPU and Hopper GPU at the GTC 2022 conference. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang started off the company's graphics technology conference with a keynote speech that was jam-packed with product announcements GTC. Aspects of the announcement that stand out include the introduction of the company's first ever discrete CPU named Grace, as well as the introduction of its next generation Hopper architecture, which will be available later in 2022. However, despite the fact that the Grace CPU Superchip is Nvidia's first discrete CPU, the company says it will not be at the heart of your future gaming PC. Despite the fact that the Grace CPU was announced in 2021, this superchip, as Nvidia calls to it, represents an entirely new concept for the corporation. Two Grace CPUs, which are identical to Apple's M1 Ultra, are combined and connected using Nvidia's NVLink technology, which is proprietary to the company. The Grace Superchip developed by Nvidia is seen in this rendering. When compared to the M1 Ultra, the Grace Superchip, on the other hand, is not meant for general-purpose application. It is intended for artificial intelligence, data science, and other applications that require a large amount of memory, which is why it has 144 cores. Despite the fact that Nvidia's failed $40 billion acquisition bid for the company was a setback, the CPU continues to utilize ARM cores. The company also displayed its next-generation Hopper architecture, which will be available later in the year. As far as we know, this isn't the architecture that will be used to power the RTX 4080 as previously reported. Instead, it is intended to be used in conjunction with Nvidia's data center acceleration technologies. As stated by Nvidia, the first product to utilize this new design will be the H100 graphics processor. The H100 is expected to replace the company's current A100 graphics processor. The world's most complex chip, says Nvidia, of the H100 graphics processing unit. It is built using the N4 manufacturing technology, which was invented by chipmaker TSMC, and it includes an amazing 80 billion transistors, which is a world record. This isn't all, it's also the first GPU in the world to support PCIe 5.0 and HBM3 memory, which is a first for the graphics card industry. Using just 20 H100 GPUs, Nvidia claims to be able to sustain the equivalent of the entire world's internet traffic, exhibiting the potential of PCIe 5.0 and HBM3 technology. Access to the GPU will be made available to customers through Nvidia's 4th generation Dgx servers, which are comprised of 8 H100 graphics processors and 640 GB of HBM3 memory. This generation of machines is said to be capable of producing 32 petaflops of artificial intelligence performance, which is 6 times more than the previous generation's A100 machine in this regard. As an alternative, if the Dgx is unable to deliver sufficient power, Nvidia is now offering its Dgx H100 SuperPod as an alternative solution. The company, which last year began offering its SuperPod accelerators for rent, now offers individuals who do not have the resources to build massive data centers the opportunity to benefit from artificial intelligence technology. Dgx H100 units make up this computer, which provides a huge 20 TB of HBM3 memory and 1 exaflop of artificial intelligence performance when all of the units are combined. The Hopper GPU series from Nvidia is a type of graphics processing unit. A demonstration of the new architecture is being carried out by Nvidia on its own EOS supercomputer, which has 18 Dgx H100 superpods, resulting in a total of 576 H100 GPUs in a single system. Because to the 4th generation of Nvidia's NVLink technology, which provides a high bandwidth interconnection across massive clusters of graphics processing units GPUs, this system is now conceivable. According to Nvidia's research, the performance of the previous generation A100 would plateau as the number of GPUs in use increased. In accordance with the company, Hopper and 4th generation NVLink are not impacted by this problem. The company believes that as the number of GPUs reaches thousands, H100-based systems will be able to provide up to 9 times the performance of A100-based systems when it comes to artificial intelligence AI training. In Nvidia's words, the game-changing performance enhancements of the company's next-generation architecture are substantial. In spite of the flurry of activity in the fields of artificial intelligence and high-performance computing, we are still waiting for official announcements about Nvidia's next-generation RTX 4080 graphics card, which is anticipated to debut later this year. In addition, Nvidia presented its latest processors and technology, which are designed to accelerate the processing of artificial intelligence. Nvidia Corp announced a number of new chips and technologies on Tuesday, claiming that they will improve the computing performance of increasingly complicated artificial intelligence algorithms, hence increasing competition against other chip makers fighting for lucrative data center business. Nvidia's graphic processing unit (GPUs), which were originally designed to drive and increase the quality of movies in the gaming industry, have evolved into the dominant chips for corporations to use for artificial intelligence tasks. According to the company, the latest GPU, known as the H100, can assist reduce computation times from weeks to days for specific applications involving the training of artificial intelligence models such as image recognition. They were revealed during an online session of Nvidia's AI Developers Conference, which was broadcast live. Using the words of Jensen Huang, Chief Executive Officer of Nvidia, data centers are evolving into artificial intelligence factories, processing and refining mountains of data in order to develop intelligence. He went on to say that the H100 chip is the engine of the AI infrastructure. Companies have been using artificial intelligence and machine learning for a number of purposes, ranging from making recommendations for the next video to watch to developing new medicines. The technology is quickly becoming a valuable tool for businesses. According to Nvidia, the H100 chip, which will feature 80 billion transistors and will be built using the cutting-edge 4nm technology of Taiwan manufacturing semiconductor company, would be ready in the third quarter. Additionally, the H100 will be used in the building of Nvidia new EOS supercomputer, which Nvidia claims will be the world's fastest artificial intelligence system when it enters operation later this year, according to the company. According to Meta, the parent company of Facebook, the world's fastest artificial intelligence supercomputer will be built this year and have a performance of around 5 exaflops, according to a statement released in January. It was announced on Tuesday by Nvidia that their supercomputer will have a capability of more than 18 exaflops, according to the company. It is possible to accomplish 1 quintillion or 1 million billion computations per second with exaflop performance, which is measured in gigaflops. A new processing chip, CPU, from Nvidia, the Grace CPU Superchip, was also announced. The Grace CPU Superchip is based on ARM technology and is intended for use in high-performance computing. After announcing earlier this year that it would acquire the ARM Limited, which was later halted due to regulatory hurdles, Nvidia has now presented the first new chip based on the ARM architecture since the transaction was disclosed. In the first half of the next year, the Grace CPU Superchip, which will be focused on artificial intelligence and other tasks that require a large amount of computational power, will connect 2 CPU chips and will be available in the first half of next year. It will connect 2 CPU chips and will be available in the first half of next year. The use of technology that allows for speedier data transfer between the chips is becoming increasingly popular among organizations that are connecting processors together. Early this month, Apple Incorporated announced the introduction of its M1 Ultra chip, which joins 2 M1 Max chips together. To connect the 2 CPU processors together, Nvidia said that its NVLink C2C technology, which was also revealed on Tuesday, was employed. According to Nvidia, 2 Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers, BYD Company Limited and Lucid Motors, will use Nvidia Drive for their next-generation fleets. Nvidia has been developing and extending its self-driving technology and company. According to Danny Shapiro, Vice President of Automotive at Nvidia, the company's automotive business is in the pipeline. Compared to the $8 billion in revenue that Nvidia predicted for the next 6 years last year, this represents a huge boost. According to Shapiro, the increase in anticipated income would come from both more recurring revenue from Nvidia's hardware products and higher recurring revenue from its software offerings. The stock price of Nvidia remained relatively constant throughout midday trading. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting information.